On this episode of the Porsche 930 project, we get into modifying the rear bumper. One of the things that I have never really liked on my 930 Turbo are those bumperettes. And they're kind of like these shock absorbers for the rear bumper. In a low impact accident, they'll kind of save the back end. These are actually considered the Euro ones. And as you can see, they're much trimmer than the US spec ones, which are big and bulky. They're almost like double the size here. And what I think they do is they really add bulk onto the rear end of the car. So my plan is to shave them off. And when I started doing a bit of research, that turned out to be a lot more work than I had anticipated. But nevertheless, I was able to source another bumper, and I've already started filling in all the holes. This was a particularly nasty job. It required a lot of patience, and as you can see, aluminum welding skills, which mine weren't the best, but I was able to accomplish what I needed on both sides. Obviously, this will get filled when I take it to paint. But now where I'm at is I have to figure a way how to mount these, because what you have are two holes and studs slide through and then the bumper bolts on that way. So because I'm eliminating those, I need to figure out a way how to mount studs this way. And that's the next task. So here are the tubes along with the brackets that mount the bumper to the chassis. And these had studs before. I've removed them and drilled holes, as you can see, into there, where my plan is to use some of these bolts, slide them through, and attach them that way. So the trick now is I have to somehow figure out how to get these to stay in this position here. So I've purchased some aluminum, and we're going to try to mock up a simple bracket here to make this work. With the brackets cut, I'm now going to slot the center of them so this bolt will sit in here and not spin, because that's going to be the biggest challenge. Now I've got 3 holes, and I wish I had a mill, because this would have been super easy to just pull it, drag it down, and create that slot that I'm looking for. But I'm coming in with the die grinder. I'm going to manually link all these together to make one slot. And there you have it. Both slots have been made and are going to work exceptionally well. Gonna hold my stud in place here with 0 twist. Here's what I'm thinking for the next play, and that is to add these little pieces onto the side, which will just raise the centerpiece of aluminum just high enough so I should be able to slide these bolts around. It's hard to see, it's all falling apart right now, but once I get this welded up, hopefully it'll make more sense. There we have it. 2 brackets ready to go, welded up. Here is my setup for welding. As you can see, I've got that bracket down there with the studs ready to go. I'm really nervous, because the last time I tried to weld to this bumper, it was just like porous and dirty and just not an easy job whatsoever. On the bright side, let me tell you about this bench. My goodness, I haven't used these clamps in a long time, and I forgot. Like, Miller, what a great idea. Cut some slits into this metal top on your workbench, and now look at this. This kind of setup would have been pretty difficult to do with just regular clamps. I grabbed this thinking I was gonna have to use it, but no, this is pretty awesome. So I am ready to weld. Wish me luck, guys. Thankfully that went better than expected. Only a couple of hiccups, as you can see with those black spots, where I ran into some dirt or oil or paint or whatever it is. But I think we can call this side done. Take this mount off and see what happens here. We got movement on both sides. I've installed the mounting brackets back onto the car. They're loose, so I can still move and rotate them. But what I didn't do was put this bushing and grommet back in. It usually goes in front of this cylinder. And the reason why I left this out is because, as you recall, now we've added that material to have the studs in the bumper. So that may just give us enough room to move it back, so I don't have to like chop and section this and move it in further. I also want to apologize. This is not the ideal workspace to be showing you how to do this. We're kind of crammed up against the wall, but I had parked the car for storage for the winter time, and I'd taken the front suspension off to ship back to KW because I'm having them revalve it. So that means this car's kind of immobile. I can't really move it out of the way to give better space to work on the back here, but I'm pretty confident we can get this done and I can show you how to do this despite the lack of space back here. Oh, there we go. Oh man, guys, this is pretty awesome. This is so awesome. This totally looks like it could fit. Yeah, looks like the holes would line up. That's kind of a lucky guess, just getting rid of this bushing here and the grommet. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get back at this the next day or two. As I'm sure you know, this is a project that is kind of on the side. I'm doing this at night by myself. As you can see, we are now in a paint booth at 242 Customs. This is Luke, and Luke, you've spent a bunch of time sanding my bumper here.
Yes, so you had welded all the holes and everything up.
Were they okay?
They were good. They were good. They were good. It was a bit of a nightmare. The whole bumper was actually sprayed with polyester spray.
Okay.
So it's like a body filler that you spray out of a paint gun.
Yeah, yeah.
What we did is, after I sanded all that down, I took the lows, as there was a
there's like these
little
weird grooves
rivet there.
right? Yeah.
So I used fiberglass just in case there was any pinholes in the welds.
Yeah.
Built it up with the fiberglass. It's a bit stronger. You shouldn't really use filler or two-part to do any build.
Oh, good to know. It's not, I would have just filled it.
Yeah, it's not like the strongest type of deal. After that, sand it down, get your basic shape, a quick coat of the two-part, block it down again, go from a 120 to 180 to 320, and that's the stage we're at now.
Beauty.
It's ready,
so it's ready
for primer.
Ready for primer and paint.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna cut to you actually painting this now. And just like that, we are back at the shop, and check out the paint job that Luke did on this bumper. It is superb. Has a mirror-like finish. My goodness, it is absolutely perfect. Better than I expected. So now it is time to install this. So here is the one dilemma that I did run into, and that is not mounting the license plate, but actually putting some type of lighting around it, because the factory ones have these large style bulbs that would go on the side of the bumperette actually. So they would be mounted like right here, and it would illuminate the license plate. However, because I'm deleting this, I don't really want to get into installing something so bulky and intrusive into this nice clean bumper. So what I actually found were these tiny little LED lights that you mount through the actual bolt hole into the license plate, and they'll illuminate it that way. And it's a clean and simple way to kind of make sure that you're street legal when you're mounting up a license plate onto a bumper like this. So I'm gonna see how these work, and I will make sure to link those in the description as well. So there they are, mounted up, and of course I'll show you these when they are functioning, but man, that is a great solution and a nice look as well. The LED lights are working perfectly, so I'm gonna call that a success. And now there's just one last thing left, and that's to put the sides onto the car here, and then I can show you how this all will look. There we have it. My goodness. I am certainly loving the sleeker look without the bumperettes. I think this is surely a winner. So the last thing left to do is to actually wash this vehicle. Of course, you guys need to tell me what you think of the bumperette-less look. I personally dig it. I love now that the spoiler's kind of like the last thing hanging off the back of this car, which I think is a more modern look. But as I said, you guys let me know what you think. So that's a wrap for this video. As always, hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because all that does help us make more videos. So once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you again.